In 2036, there was a big fight in Eastern Europe. Some American soldiers went there to keep the peace. There was a guy named Victor who was in charge of a rough area. Not many people had seen him. Victor was getting stronger really fast. The Pentagon, which is in charge of the American military, decided to use robot soldiers called Gumps to fight Victor's people. During the Gumps' first job, they got surprised by the bad guys. The robots started getting broken. The human soldiers tried hard to stay safe, but they were getting hurt too. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Harp was watching the fight from far away using a drone. He had never been in a real fight before, so it all seemed boring to him. Harp saw a truck coming toward the soldiers. He thought it might be dangerous and asked his boss, Miller, if he could blow it up with a missile. Miller said no because some soldiers were still in trouble. Harp didn't like this, so he asked another soldier, Bale, to help him get permission. But Bale also said no. Harp decided to ignore his orders and launch the missile anyway. It blew up the truck, but also killed some American soldiers, which Harp saw as just a side effect. Later on, Harp was put on trial for what he did. He tried to defend himself by saying he saved some soldiers by doing what he did. The bosses didn't agree. They said Harp needed to learn what real danger and death were like. So they sent him to a tough military base in Ukraine called Camp Nathaniel. When Harp got there, he saw lots of Gumps, even ones that looked like dogs. He met Colonel Eckert, who told him if he survived the mission, he could go back to his old job. But if he died, it would teach others not to disobey orders. Eckhart sent Harp to a place called Block 13, warning him about the tough captain there. In Block 13, Harp found scientists working on Gumps. He followed music to find Captain Leo, who knew all about Harp from his file. Leo thought Harp was cold-hearted. He explained they had to deliver vaccines to a clinic in trouble. Leo was a special soldier who found and took away dangerous weapons from bad guys. Harp was confused why such a soldier had normal stuff in his room. Leo mentions that keeping records on paper prevents Russian hackers from accessing sensitive information. After making Harp sign a promise not to tell anyone, Leo shares details about Victor, a Russian warlord who caused a massive explosion in Ukraine, killing thousands. There's a group trying to defend Ukraine's independence, but Victor aims to reach a place called the System of Perimeter, where Russia's old nuclear bombs are stored since the Cold War. Their mission is to stop Victor from getting to those nukes. After delivering the vaccines, they need to gather information on Victor's plans. As they prepare to leave, Harp is surprised to discover that Leo is actually an android super soldier, not a human. Leo explains that he's not like the robot soldiers. He's a special kind of classified technology. Leo stands up for the robot soldiers when he sees them being mistreated by others. He chose Harp for the mission because he needs someone who can think creatively. As they get ready to leave, Miller and his men confront Harp, blaming him for the deaths of their comrades. Leo intervenes, and they manage to avoid a fight. They head out in Leo's car with other soldiers following in trucks. Leo explains they're entering a dangerous area outside the safe zone where attacks are common and the American army has no control. During the journey, Harp shows Leo a picture of his fiancée, and Leo teases him about it. They encounter a poor neighborhood where armed survivors are blocking the road and attacking an aid truck. Leo convinces the locals to let them pass in exchange for the aid truck. Harp is surprised by the situation, but Leo reminds him of their main goals. Suddenly, Victor's men ambush them, leading to a chaotic gunfight. Leo and Harp manage to grab the vaccines and escape while their fellow soldiers provide cover. As they flee through the countryside, Leo explains that his appearance was designed to appear neutral. They encounter bodies along the way, indicating the severity of the conflict. Eventually, they reach a refugee camp, unaware that they are being followed by someone. While Leo gives supplies to a doctor, Harp observes the refugees struggling to survive, which makes him realize the horrors of war. Suddenly, under Victor's orders, a mysterious man starts shooting. Leo and Harp react fast, but the doctor and nurse get hurt. Leo shoots the attacker, but the man won't talk. Leo leaves him for the locals to deal with. Harp wants to call for backup, but Leo says it'll take too long. They plan to gather more information in a resistance truck. Harp feels uneasy about working with the enemy, but agrees when Leo points out the danger of being alone. During the trip, Leo tells Harp he was right to save the soldiers before. Leo makes Harp touch his cold, steel-like arm, showing he's not fully human and can bend the rules when needed. They reach a destroyed town with an orphanage where kids play with gumps. Harp meets Sophia, Leo's friend, who has valuable information. They need access codes hidden in a vault, so they plan to visit an armed dealer. Leo buys illegal weapons, which disgusts Harp. Sophia reveals most kids at the orphanage lost their families to American bombings, not the Civil War. They go to the market to find the dealer, but are attacked. Leo and Sophia defend themselves while Harp chases the dealer. The dealer confesses Victor bought Russian gums and gives the vault's location. Sophia kills the traitor, and Leo takes his car to the bank. Harp insists on calling backup, but Leo reveals they're breaking the rules. Harp panics but decides to stay. They reach the bank, but Leo's tracker alerts the Russians. Harp removes it, surprised by Leo's self-healing ability. Armed and cautious, they approach the bank, noticing the dead guards and vehicles outside. As the duo enters the building, Leo finally allows Harp to call for backup. But before Harp can act, he realizes there are hostages present, preventing him from shooting. An employee helps them locate the vault, and Leo instructs Harp to save the hostages while he goes after the codes. Inside, Leo fights Victor's men, causing destruction. A Russian gump appears, and Harp provides Leo with a grenade to defeat it. Harp calls for backup while escorting the hostages out, and Leo continues to fight inside. Outside, Harp sees Eckhart's gumps arriving instead of human soldiers. The Russians come out with more hostages and their own gumps, leading to a confrontation. Harp guides some survivors to safety, but is frustrated by Eckhart's decisions. Inside, Leo confronts the man with the codes, leading to a rooftop shootout. Leo retrieves the codes and saves a civilian before escaping the drone strike. Harp feels guilty for his past actions and questions Leo's intentions. Leo reveals he chose Harp to challenge human authority when necessary. Leo knocks Harp out to protect him. Harp wakes up near a refugee camp and is captured by resistance fighters led by Sophia. She explains Leo's plan to launch a nuclear strike on the US. Harp realizes the consequences but feels powerless. Meanwhile, Leo confronts Victor, revealing their alliance but refusing to give him the codes. Leo kills Victor's men and retrieves the location of the missiles. Harp returns to base and informs Miller and Eckhart. They decide to track Leo to stop him. Harp volunteers to pursue Leo alone to avoid starting a war with Russia. Before Harp sets out, Miller equips him with incendiary rounds capable of penetrating armored vehicles. When Bale loses sight of Leo, she sends Harp the coordinates to his location. Harp arrives at a remote building and discovers all the workers are dead. He locates Leo after seeing one of the workers fall nearby. Sneaking around, Harp reaches the control room, but finds Leo has already activated the codes. As Harp tries to access the room with the nukes, Leo confronts him and overpowers him, initiating a countdown to launch the missiles. Harp regains consciousness and uses the special rounds to damage Leo's android body. He tries to deactivate the codes, but Leo reveals his true intention: to attack the US and end the program that created him, believing it fuels endless conflict. Though Harp understands Leo's reasoning, he refuses to let innocent lives be lost. He gives the green light for the drone to attack the building. As the missile strikes, Harp escapes, and the building, along with Leo and the nukes, is destroyed. Initially presumed dead, Harp survives and is hailed as a hero. He is granted permission to return home to reunite with his fiancée. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching it.